of Time in Texas, written by William F. Nolan in 1956. In one fell swoop, declared Professor C. Cedric Holmes, releasing a thin blue ribbon of pipe smoke and rocking back and forth on his heels. I intend to solve the greatest problem facing mankind today. Colonizing the polar wastes was a measly and fruitless business, and the enforced birth control program couldn't be enforced. Overpopulation still remains a thorn in our side, gentlemen. He paused to look each of the assembled reporters in the eye. But there is but one answer. Mass annihilation? Quavered a cub reporter. Posh boy, certainly not, the professor bristled. The answer is time. Time? Exactly, nodded Holmes. With a dramatic flourish, he swept aside the red velvet drape to reveal the tall structure of gleaming metal. As witness. Golly, what's that thing? Queried the cub. This thing, replied the professor acidly, is the C. Cedric Holmes time door. Willikers, a time machine? Not so. Please, boy, a time machine in the popular sense is impossible. Wild fantasy. However, the professor tapped the dottle from his pipe. By a mathematically precise series of infinite calculations, I have developed a remarkable C. Cedric Holmes time door. Open it, but take a single step, and presto, the past. But where in the past, Professor? Holmes smiled easily down at the tense ring of faces. Gentlemen, beyond this door lies a sprawling giant of the southwest, enough land to absorb Earth's overflow like that. He snapped his fingers. I speak, gentlemen, of Texas in 1957. What if the Texans object? They have no choice. The time door is strictly a one-way passage. I saw to that. It'll be utterly impossible for anyone in 1957 to re-enter our world of 2057. And now, the past awaits. He tossed aside the professional robes. Under them, Cedric Holmes wore an ancient and bizarre costume. Black riding boots, highly polished and trimmed in silver. Wool cap, a wide jewel-studded belt with an immense buckle, a brightly checked shirt topped by a blazing red bandana. Briskly, he snapped a tall 10-gallon hat on his head and stepped to the time door. Gripping the ebony handle, he tugged upwards. The huge metal door oiled slowly back. Time, said Cedric Holmes, simply gesturing towards the grey nothingness beyond the door. The reporters and photographers surged forward, notebooks and cameras at the ready. What if the door swings shut after you're gone? One of them asked. A groundless sphere, boy, assured Holmes. I've seen to it that the time door can never be closed. And now, goodbye, gentlemen, or, to use the proper colloquialism, so long, hombres. Holmes bowed from the waist, gave his 10-gallon hat a final tug, and took a single step forward, and did not disappear. He stood blinking, then he swore, beat upon the unyielding wall of greyness and clenched fist, and fell back, panting at his desk. I failed, he moaned in a lost voice. The C. Cedric Holmes time door is a botch. He buried his head in his trembling hands. The reporters and photographers began to file out. Suddenly, the professor raised his head. Listen, he warned. A slow rumbling muted with distance emanated from the dense greyness of the time door. Faint yips and whooping of distinct above the rumble. The sounds grew steadily, 1,000 beating drums to a rolling sea of thunder. Shrieking, the reporters and photographers scattered for the stairs. Another knotty problem to be solved, mused Professor Cedric Holmes, swinging with some difficulty onto one of the 3,000 Texas steers stampeding into his laboratory. End of story. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Caspar Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon WRE, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.